Hello everybody, it's Will here. It's Saturday, May 2nd. It's about 70 degrees out right now. It's a very warm day. I'm here back for another inspection of the hive. I had made, at the end of my last inspection, I had kind of made some tentative plans on what I wanted to do today. I think I changed my mind on the feeder. I think I'm going to pull the feeder off. I want to go through the hive, see how they're doing, make sure that they're not thinking about swarming. And I'm going to do it first today. I want to do a mite check on my bees. So I'm going to use this Varroa mite check. The bad thing about checking for mites this way is you end up killing about 300 bees. Considering there's several thousand in the hive right now, I don't think they'll miss the numbers. But in order for me to do that safely, I have to find and make sure I know where the queen is. So I'm going to try to put her in this queen clip here for safekeeping. That way I absolutely know I'm not going to scoop her up and kill her by accident. So hopefully I find her fairly quick. Maybe even as fast as I did last week on the very first frame I pulled. I'm debating about opening up the entrance reducer. Right now I have it on the medium setting. I think I might wait another week for that. Their numbers are really high right now, or they were last week. So I think they have enough bees to guard the entrance. This big surprise last week was that they went through an entire pollen patty in a week. So I brought another one with me just in case they did it again. We did have some very rainy weather, as you can see down here in the ground. So they weren't able to fly during that weather, so they might have hit the pollen patty pretty good. And also because of the weather, I'm going to be working in muck, but that's okay. Set these down. Kind of get my tools arranged a little bit. Just see what they're doing at the entrance here. Yeah, they're really busy. Yeah. A little smoke. Let them know I'm here. There's a drone bee. So I'm going to pull the top cover off. Hopefully they didn't prove me wrong and take all the sugar syrup, because if that's the case, I might be coming back this week and putting more in. Nope, they haven't touched it. So I'm going to pull this. And take this inner cover away. Yeah, there's only a few of them up here. Crack that off. Oh, they did purplize it a little bit. So I'm actually going to carry this and set it here for now. I'm going to get rid of it. And I'm going to see just how much they've been working on this top medium. I'm hoping they're, again, drawing some comb up here. That would be nice. Okay, they're not doing much with that one. Maybe they'll start drawing the comb when the flow really starts coming. They're just barely thinking about it, I think. Although there's a lot more bees up here now than there have been in the past. Oh yeah, they're drawing comb down here. So that's good. And they're starting on the bottom down here. All right. That's good news. That's great news. Oh, and they're drawing on this one too. You can see it right here. And on that side. I'm gonna go through these frames. There's a slight possibility the queen might be up here because I don't have a queen excluder on. A lot more bees on these frames this week than there was before. Happy to see. Got a few there. Okay, so I'm gonna put this back together. Get down into the box below and start our search for the queen. Okay. So they are starting to propolize more now than they have the last several weeks. Pull this off. Set it down. Take a look here. Got pretty good bee coverage on at least 9 of the frames here. Smoke them down. Okay. Bunch of open larvae in that frame and some pollen over here. Which makes sense because this is the frame I saw the queen on last week. Some little bit of open larvae on that side. Okay. Again, if you wonder, I might have mentioned it before, if you wonder why I kind of turn my back here, it's because I'm using the light from the sun to help me look down into the cells here. Looks like they're using that for pollen storage. And the same on that side with nectar on the outside. Set that one here. It's all capped brood. Some capped brood and open larvae on this side. I need to pay attention and look for any queen cells, swarm cells, to see if they're thinking about swarming. Last time there was a couple of cups. That's all capped brood, fairly new. Looks like they're backfilling with nectar in between. Looks like these cells are cleaned up and either ready for laying or nectar to be put in. Got a few drone cells, and there's a cup there. Can't see anything in it. Capped brood. Okay, so while I'm here, okay, there's nothing in that little thing, a little cup, so I'm gonna get rid of it. Capped brood on the edge. Bunch of capped brood back here. Capped brood, bee walking around with pollen on. Pollen stores on the side over here. Open larva. Got some wee little bees over here. They must have just emerged. Okay, so far no luck in finding the queen, so maybe she's working down in the bottom box today. Looks like they're working on that comb. And on this comb, it's a fairly recent drawn comb over here, and on this side. Yeah, newly drawn comb. There's the queen. Set this down for a second. Try to catch the queen. Oh. Missed her. Okay, I got the queen in the cage here. So I'm good to go. I know where she's at. Okay, so I'm gonna go through these two other frames. I don't know if you can see the queen in the cage. She has the pink dot on her back in here. And the gaps in there are big enough for attendants to get in to tend to her, but not big enough for her to get out, hopefully. This frame has some weight to it. Nectar and pollen stores. So at this point, I know where my queen is. I'm gonna finish looking for any cups up here. I doubt I see anything on this frame. Looks like they were working on the comb now, which is great. Alright, so I'm going to put this box together. See all the bees up here on the queen, trying to attend to her. Okay. The queen's up here. Crack that box. And a little bit of smoke. I'm going to carefully move this box over here with my queen on it. So I can go through this box. Now again, this week I just put that pollen patty in last week and they went through it again. So I'm definitely going to be putting a new one in today. And I got bee coverage in all 10 frames. So that's great news. I'm going to pull these little strips off for now. Now this is the box I think I'm going to do the mite check in. Because these are the frames that came. This is the first box that initially came with the nuke. So I figure if there's going to be any varroa mite infestation, it's going to be in this box. I'm going to have to smoke these down. That 10 full frames. Okay, so before I even start going through that, I'm going to go grab the mite tester. Get it ready. I don't think I'll need that yet. I'll grab my protein patty, pollen patty. So I went through a patty that size in a week. 2 weeks in a row. Okay. So what I'm going to try to do is, once I get into where the brood nest is, I'm going to scoop bees into here, get about 300 of them, and then I'll do the shake. Again, unfortunately it does kill the bees, but if it gives me an indication that I need to treat the hive in the spring, I'll be able to save bees this fall, and hopefully they'll make it through the winter. Okay, so that frame's loose. I'm gonna grab the second frame out. Okay. Those cells are pretty empty. They're putting some pollen in. Pollen stores over here on this side by my thumb. There's another queen cup. Need to see if there's anything in it. Didn't look like it. So I'm going to get rid of that. And that's higher in the frame. Usually when you see them that high, they're supersedure cells. So it's like they're going to take an existing egg and use that to replace their existing queen. Swarm cells, they'll usually form on the bottom of the frame, and the queen will actually lay in them to get cells ready for new queens before she swarms off. Okay. Ton of drone down on the bottom. I watched a video earlier this week, and the gentleman was saying that if you see an overabundance of drone drawing, that's a sign that they might be thinking of swarming in the future. See some open larvae, some capped brood cells there. Okay. So I want to get towards a frame that has some open larvae. That one's capped. Pollen stores, a little bit of capped brood. Same way with that one. Now these bees are a little more irritated in this box because the queen is over there. Capped brood. Some open brood on that one. So I think I'm going to try to get some bees from that frame. See how this goes. Actually, that's not working so good. I think I'm going to have to do something different. Set these here. Clean that pan off the best I can. And I think what I'm gonna do, again, I've never done this before. I'm followed the directions, but they tell you to fill the, only put so much in. Put a little more alcohol in. This isopropyl alcohol kills the bees instantly as soon as it hits them. All right, so I think what I'm gonna do is you're not gonna be a fan of this, I don't think. Let's see how this goes. Okay. So I got my bee sample. I'll close this. I'm gonna set this to the side for now. I'll do the count later. And they were definitely not a fan of me doing that. So I'm gonna quickly go through, look for more cells, and get this closed up. Actually, I'm going to smoke them. They're actually pelting me pretty good. Drone cells, capped brood, couple of cups on the bottom of that. This whole frame is capped brood. So I'm gonna look at those cups a while. Nothing in them. Get rid of those. Yeah, they're irritated. All right. I'm going to kind of go through this quickly because I don't want to aggravate him anymore, and I already have. Okay. Last frame. Nothing special. Put this thing back together. First frame in, second frame back in. Okay, get the pan out of the way. this out of the way. And put a fresh pollen patty down. You can tell by the number of bees that are buzzing me right now, they really did not like me shaking that cat. So I'm going to put this box back together. Carefully lift this one. Put it on top. Okay, so my queen is still in the queen clip. I'm gonna make sure she goes down in, which she just did. I'm gonna spread these pollen patty remnants around, and I'm going to put a different lid on now after I put this box on. The box I use, or the lid, inner lid that I use when I'm using the feeder is not ventilated, and I do that because I don't want the bees to get into the sugar syrup and drown themselves. So I use this lid, which has no vents cut into it, and I'm going to replace that with this lid that has this notch cut in to give them a little ventilation, because it's going to start warming up. Okay, inner cover's on. Outer cover's on, and what I think I'm going to do is back off here a little bit, let them calm down. In the meantime, I'll dump out this the feeder. You can see these bees in here. They're after the nectar that shook out when I shook the bees. So I'm going to bump them off. And set this face down. Looks like I still have bees in the feeder. I'm going to take this over here, dump it in the weeds. And again, there's still bees in this feeder, so I'm going to bump them out. Okay. All right. And that should do it for the actual inspection. So what I'm going to do now is I got my sample of bees. Looks like I got 300 of them, which is what they recommend. And you shake it, and the varroa mites will detach from the bees and fall down here through those holes. So I'm going to give this a good shake. And look here, so you can see any floating on the bottom. See one. So that's good. I'm gonna, not on camera, but I'm gonna shake this some, when I get back to the car. I'm gonna shake this some more and try to get a good count. But I'm happy with that if that's all that I see right now. That means if I only see one out of 300 bees, that means I have 0.33% mite load on the hive right now, which is great. All right, folks, we'll leave that go for now. We were able to get through the hive. I only saw a couple of cups, no queen cells in earnest, which is good. Found the queen, caged her well so I could do the mite count safely, and that was about it. I did, and took the feeder off and added a pollen patty. I think there's going to be enough nectar coming in here that they'll be good to go. What I might do for next week is just prepare some sugar syrup and have the feeder on hand just in case, but hopefully I won't need it by then. All right, folks, I should do it for today. You guys have a great week, and hopefully I'll see you next Saturday.